as much as we all want to have our personal whatever's addressed, I would say that let us look at the big picture, because if we continue to have these conversations and push these agendas, I'm happy that it's Intellectual Property Day, because if Africa begins to honor intellectual property agreements, we will be able to access more science. Nobody will go and invest in something and just throw it to like on the floor for someone to pick up. We have a lot of seeds that we cannot bring in, that companies cannot bring into, say, Nigeria, because we haven't signed some UPOB agreements and so on. I think that we should focus on really things that will move us forward as a continent. As we go into dialogues that are being had before the World Food System Summit, where we are hoping that we can actually get some really game-changing solutions that will work for Africa to bridge the gap. Africa is left behind. We are far behind, we are struggling. And the truth is that if we are not able to look at the big picture, if we continue to look at like what we sometimes say in Nigeria, stomach infrastructure, where someone is looking at their own personal interest as against the interest of the entire continent, we will never move forward. We have scientists, we have conservation scientists. Clet has said so much that makes so much sense when you talk about biodiversity and what the problems are and so on. We are talking about promoting zero tillage. Africans have done no-till for centuries. Many places in Africa, they just strike the ground and plant, and it grows. But we have not been able to develop these technologies that will help us to improve our farming systems. She's talking about the soil. If we do not till our soil, if we don't use equipment and so on, we build the soil strata. Where there are so many things we can do to improve our soil. We are talking about technology that will help us to spray less. Farmers' health is a huge issue. We don't test farmers in Africa to see who has lung disease based on how much exposure he has had to spraying all sorts of things, because he has to do it so many times. Science can help us reduce that. So I think that we should now come together as a continent and say, where is the farmer's voice? Where is the scientist's voice? And where is even the civil society voice that is educated and that is knowledgeable? We need at this point to bring knowledge to bear. We are very intelligent people here in Africa. We can research, we can go and look at what is science doing, what are the scientists doing, understand it, and then we don't come and propose something that someone gives us in a pamphlet and says, look, this is what we're pushing, and then they put us in Africa in front to further enslave ourselves. Neocolonialism is where someone wants me to stay down and buy a surplus from an excess that is produced from someone else when I can also have that surplus. Fair trade is where Africa comes to a place where we will sell, we will buy, but we would have a good balance. We will not be always left behind. So please, as Africa, feeding ourselves is so pertinent. There is every tool in the box is important, and we must embrace what is available to us as science. The way we took our COVID shots, that is the way we should look to say, what has science got on the table for farmers, and how can we use it to improve our food system?